Among all the high-profile AAA releases and simple indie efforts, there are many small-scale games all vying for your attention. In a first for my channel, this video features my first impressions of Aether Iron, a title released on Steam on March 30th, 2026. It's a role-playing game that mixes turn-based car combat with extended conversations and skill systems, as well as the point-and-click genre. Full disclosure before we get into this, I was provided a free copy of Aether Iron by keymailer.co on behalf of the developer. I have not received any financial incentive to make this video, nor have I been requested to present the game without any flaws. Everything you see here is my own opinion and some added research based on the first 9 hours of play. There will be some spoilers for the game's first act as well, so keep that in mind. Aether Iron is the debut title from Seismic Squirrel, a small-scale developer with staff who have previously worked for Blizzard, BioWare and Ubisoft among others. Their projects include work on Leviathan's Armored Skies in collaboration with Catalyst Game Labs from 2020 to 2021, though this product never came to fruition. Seismic have struck out on their own project with a very small team of 22 people, plus additional support from Chaos Theory Games. Aether Iron takes place in an alternate history decopunk New York in the 1930s that uses the study and inventions of the titular element to defy gravity. Entire sections of the Big Apple have been lifted into the sky, and the vehicles have followed suit, being converted into hovercraft. This has created a direct split between rich and poor. A lucky few rise to the heights, while the have-nots are confined to the lowers. In the latter, there are regular power struggles between the barons that are spread across a wide range of factions and nationalities. Each has their own plans for fixing the lowers and returning their sections of the city to their former glory, and you're placed right in the middle of this setup. You play as Giovanna Randazzo, a headstrong smuggler who takes a ditzy scientist named Eleanor to the lowers while rebuilding her business reputation. Eleanor is in possession of deep research and knowledge that may be able to solve the many problems of the floating city. But this simple transport job quickly expands into many locations, factions, and quests of both the main and side variety. Evading a dangerous assassin and the law, Gia and Nellie, as they're nicknamed, cross paths with the corrupt officers of White Street, downtrodden workmen known as Aetherneers, and a ruthless general who isn't shy about executing protesters in the early going. Eventually, they find a growing instability within the Aether and put together a crack team of drivers to solve it. On a base level, the script is enormous with a simple traversal system that sees you travelling up and down the many roads. On reaching a major location, the game swaps to fully rendered backgrounds where you can click to interact with various items and individuals. Depending on where you click first, hidden items can be found or additional skill checks can provide benefits. The same interactions also apply to your home base called the Hole, where further information can be gleaned from Gia's associates over time. Watching this location grow more busy over the course of the game is another big facet of the narrative. When you do get into the action, Aether Iron's most unique components take hold. It's car combat transplanted into turn-based tactics. Moving across the lanes and using various weapons with action points, it's up to you to destroy your pursuers or simply survive the encounter by lasting enough turns. Civilian vehicles will add more variation. You can use them as cover from enemies, knock them out to get a clear shot, or simply leave them on the board as they are affected by obstacles and hazards. Initially, you'll start with one vehicle and 3 attacks. The Ram is the most basic, but it also carries a risk-reward element, doing slight damage to your own car while knocking your target around. The road will also divide in 2 in some sequences, bringing higher action point costs that you'll need to take into account. By far the most satisfying part of this gameplay feature is causing a chain reaction of damage that knocks vehicles back or removes them from the board at the same time. It's a good tactic to knock enemies into a line, then take them out from the front so the ensuing wreckage damages every foe behind them. This is balanced out by the action points as it costs more to travel forwards than back. Over time, you'll recruit additional teammates who receive their own turns and attacks. The first of these is Cress, a capable mechanic who focuses more on support abilities like repairs and increasing the damage of weapons. Though depending on how you spec out each hero, they can fulfill different roles on entering combat. My version of Cress was able to ram twice in a single turn, allowing her to smash 2 enemy vehicles straight into an instant kill lane, which worked wonders in trickier encounters. Using these tactics can allow you to obtain victory without needing high damage weapons or heavy armor. In this way, the car combat becomes a unique puzzle to be solved based on planning, positioning, and prioritization. Boss fights are especially challenging, though to keep the difficulty balanced, Aether Iron throws some special factors into the mix. A general uses a high-powered laser that can wreck you instantly, but also damages himself as long as you get out of the firing line. I would have wanted to see a better balance between conversations and battles. The weight is heavily shifted towards the former, and there were several moments where I could skip combat entirely with the right skill checks. If you're a fan of direct action and frequent thrills, Aether Iron won't be so appealing, but the game succeeds at delivering a cozy, small-scale RPG experience. The customization options and skill trees are quite deep for a smaller game. For the skill trees, we have a range of talents that increase your odds of success in checks or provide some useful abilities in the battles. The cars you use are broken into front weapons, side weapons, back weapons, utility tools, armor plating, and storage components. Vehicle weight is split into light, medium, and heavy, which affects the damage points of some attacks. With surprise encounters as you travel through the world and potentially unexpected searches from the city police, making changes at the various garages is a key part of the design. If you have contraband to transport, it's a good idea to install a secret compartment to get past checkpoints without suspicion. The same is true for repair kits, as you don't want to get into a chase on lower health. The surprise encounters can also lead to side quests and other sections that really expand the world. One detour led me to a rundown house with a group of people on the verge of death. Nellie, wanting to help, is able to keep their ailments at bay, deepening both the background elements and her growing partnership with Gia. If you're looking for player choice, Aether Iron will oblige here as well. In keeping with the scale of the title, the quest lines and progression are mostly linear, so you certainly shouldn't expect the same complexity as Kingdom Come Deliverance or Baldur's Gate 3, but the major moments are seamlessly incorporated into the dialogue. At one point, Gia and Nellie hunt for several water filter parts, but the two learn of some underhanded business in the scrapyard before being confronted by a prying intelligence officer. Wisely, Aether Iron avoids any kind of morality system and makes your options more ambiguous. Do you side with the quartermaster at the risk of further trouble from the authorities later, or do you expose his corrupt practices for extra favour with the higher-ups? This decision point felt very organic, and the game offers more of these on the course of your journey. The game's art design is extremely stylish. From costume work to characters and their poses, this is a case of doing more with less. Like many titles in the genre, the voice acting for every line of dialogue is brilliant. Rhiannon Mushal and Kat Pratano fill out the roles of Gia and Nellie respectively, and throughout my time with these characters there was never a moment that felt off, or any clunky delivery. It goes a long way towards the immersion with all their smooth-talking mannerisms and interactions. The designs of the characters, their clothing, and accents all feel very distinctive, but the most dazzling part is the backdrops. Whether it's a raging Aether storm or a back alley, there's a ton of intricate detail and contrasts. The great storytelling doesn't stop there. Detailed hand-drawn pictures illustrate the conversations, and at key points we shift into dedicated cutscenes that reveal Gia's backstory. Classical jazz is the main focus of the soundtrack, which provides plenty of background ambience, and the game also boasts a grand orchestra, which is a strong fit for the time period. Technical performance was pretty solid for the most part, though I did experience some freezing in the main menu when clicking continue or load, and on occasion in the garage sections. This may involve too many autosaves slowing the game down, and was more prevalent on my base PC. After 9 hours of play, I can recommend Aether Iron if you're looking for an RPG or story-driven experience. The game also performs very well on the Steam Deck, without any drop in stability, though keep in mind the text is quite small even on the OLED model. The combat controls took some getting used to on the portable system without the mouse and keyboard as well. Thank you for watching, and an additional thanks to Seismic Squirrel and Keymailer for picking up on my RPG revival video and sharing a free copy. You can find more gaming essays and reviews like this one on my channel.